Hello. I would like to talk to you about mail art. Mail or art or postal art is something that was developed in the 1960s as a way for artists to share their work without going through a traditional commercial gallery setting or exhibiting their work publicly. This is a way to make art that with the intention of putting it into the postal service to send it to someone in the mail. And I believe that these media explorations that we did with wax and water are perfect for this. So this is that piece that we did that was inspired by Alma Thomas. So I have that. I have a pair of scissors, and I have what could be a card. Now you could use a card that you can open up, or you could decide you want it to be more like a postcard type thing. So that's totally up to you. I think I'll use this postcard style. So now what I need to do is cut some of this Alma painting to fit into my postcard. So I'm just going to make a mark where I think I should cut this to trim it down. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut across. And my other mark is here, so I'll cut here. Now all I need to do is adhere it to my card, my postcard. So I'll take this, flip it over, put some glue stick on there. And if you think maybe the glue stick won't stick enough and you have Elmer's glue, that could work as well. So you could use something like this. Put a few dabs of that on there, especially in the corners. That's where it tends to pop up a little bit. And then you can place that on your card. And then what I like to do is I like to find something heavy just to put it on. And I leave it overnight. And then the next day I can come along and I can write my message about the integration of art and chemistry on the back of the card. And you could even set it up like a postcard, so you would have, you could line down the center. Your mailing address, I believe, goes on this side here. So you can put who you're mailing it to here, and then you can write your note on this side here. So example would be, dear grandmom. And then you can write that person and you sign it here. Love, your name. Here's where your postal stamp would go, here. And if you want, you could put your return address up here and your name. So, L. Drake. And then put your address in there. And then address it to that person. The stamp goes here. And you can also, if you want, put little decorations and things here, but you don't want to obscure the address. This is the important place to put the address. So you say, like, see, Mrs. O'Brien, and then her address. That's the grandmom's name. Okay. So that's the idea. So now you can take your Alma painting, make it into a postcard, and mail it to someone with the messages about how you integrate art and chemistry. You can talk about integrating English language arts and chemistry and art. So any of the concepts that you learned, you can put into your card and mail it off. For the painting that we did, that was the Wax and Water Resist, inspired by Henry Moore. You could do something like, say you didn't want to cut this up to make a mail art. Maybe you could have it copied on a piece of color copier paper. So what I did was I had this painting copied onto copier paper, and then I just cut up the copied version of it. So this is a color copy, and I glued that down onto the card and made a little mail art from this original work. So that's another way you can do it too. And in a way this works really well because it's when you print it out onto thin paper, that glues onto your card really easily. So then you can make this into a postcard like we did the other one, or you can have the style that opens up. So you would mail, so you could put something like this on here. Just have to trim it down a little bit. And you can get this heavy duty glue here. Try to get it to come out. Does it want to come out? And use some glue stick as well. Be generous with the glue stick. And then glue that down. And now you would have to use an envelope for this one. So this is a pretty big card. You need a big envelope for this. And that's something you might want to do is find out what size envelope you have and then cut it to that size. So this might actually be too big. I might trim this here. And trim it again. Trim it again. And now I'm ready to slip that into a large envelope after I write, of course, my messaging in here. Now I have a lot more space to write about art and chemistry. Now something you might want to do is you could write up your message in the computer and print that out, and then you could cut and paste the message in each one so you don't have to write it every single time. So you can do things like that to just kind of not get tired out, especially since you want to do 10 of these, right? So just right there I did 3, and I have all these other ones ready to go that I can glue down and make into cards. Okay? All right, we'll have fun with that.